We have the Acura RDX and the Audi Q5 in our comparison this week.
The Q5 is the best seller in this compact premium crossover category. Let's get into it.
The Acura RDX has a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with a 10-speed automatic transmission, 272 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. Standard all-wheel drive in Canada, and in the US, standard front-wheel drive with optional all-wheel drive. Premium fuel is recommended.
The Audi Q5 comes with a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with a 12-volt mild hybrid system. It has a 7-speed automatic transmission, 261 horsepower, 273 pound-feet of torque. With standard all-wheel drive, premium fuel is recommended.
The RDX offers a comfortable drive and has been tuned for greater power and acceleration with a peak torque at only 1,600 RPM, and its 10-speed automatic transmission shifts smoothly. The adaptive damper system is only available on the top trim. This allows the RDX to remain soft and comfortable when driving on the highway, but firm when the road requires high-performance handling, and it adjusts well to those driving conditions. It would be nice to see this system standard or at least available on all other trims. Blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert is standard, one up from the base model on the Tech trim.
The Audi Q5 is comfortable with a smooth drive and accurate steering. There's plenty of power, it takes corners with ease, and it has a good turning radius. Audi Side Assist is standard on the base trim, but not rear cross traffic alert. It's standard, one up from the base model here in Canada. So we always like to refer to the Q5 as the best all-rounder in this category, and the sales really do reflect that. I would suggest that if you're wanting a more powerful vehicle, the RDX is the one to get.
Absolutely. It offers more power, and there's also a front-wheel drive option. I know some US followers prefer front-wheel drive if they don't need the all-wheel drive. I don't know if one is sportier than the other when it comes to handling. They're both kind of similar in that way, but I do find that when you accelerate hard with the RDX, it does get a little bit louder. Did you find that?
Well, of course, it's working harder, but the RDX in the performance department is near the top. Almost all competitors have less power. There's only a couple, the Stelvio from Alfa Romeo and the new GV70. Other than that, it's got the most power.
The RDX has a sporty design with long, sculpted, and bold lines, a low stance, and LED jewel-eye headlights. The A-Spec trim ups the game with an A-Spec front and rear fascia, dual oval exhaust finishers, and 20-inch shark gray wheels. All other trims come with 19-inch wheels. Some standard features include LED headlights and LED taillights, a panoramic sunroof, and a power tailgate. The top 2 trims get the hands-free power tailgate. LED fog lights are standard on the A-Spec and top Platinum Elite trims, and power folding mirrors are standard on the top 3 trims.
The Audi Q5 has a sporty, modern, and clean exterior design. In fact, it's so recognizable when they updated it, Audi didn't really change that much. It has, however, had a mild facelift recently. Our test model with the Progressiv trim in Navara Blue has the S-Line Black package for $2,350 Canadian. It has black accents, a black grille, S-Line badging, and 20-inch wheels. You can get a similar trim in the US called the Black Optics package for $1,300. And just like the RDX, the Q5 comes standard with LED headlamps, LED taillights, and a power tailgate. What is missing on the base model compared to the RDX is a panoramic sunroof. If you go one up from the base with the Q5, you get that. 19-inch wheels you can add to the base model for $900 Canadian or $800 US. In the US, you can add a panoramic roof for $1,450. The LED matrix design headlamps are standard only on the top trim.
So you can clearly see that the RDX offers a lot of value. I like the fact that there's a panoramic sunroof on the base trim. With the Audi, not so much. I think they both look quite sporty and they both have a nice exterior design.
So with the Q5, as I mentioned, when they redid it, the #1 job, they studied the market and they asked people who had it, they said, don't screw up the design. And you can see from the very first Q5 to the current one, there's a very strong family resemblance. Also size. They didn't change the size.
Yes, the RDX is bigger than the Q5. We're going to get into that when we get into the interior and second row cargo space.
We do this comparison twice in a week. You're watching it here on YouTube, but the day before, Andrea drops it on Instagram at Motormouth_Andrea. We collect your comments and read them out.
Test drove both and went with the RDX. Better handling, more horsepower, and better price. What surprised me the most was the RDX's sportier handling, especially on curvier roads versus Q5's looser handling.
If buying to keep for a long time, the Acura. I'd only consider leasing the Audi.
The Q5 looks more premium and sporty inside and out. It also looks smaller, which probably makes it more fun to drive.
The Acura for sure. Owned 3 Acuras for a total of 21 years and can only say nice things about the ownership experience.
The RDX has a comfortable and spacious interior. Our test model with the Tech trim, one up from the base, comes with plenty of standard features, including a full leatherette interior in Canada. In the US, you can add the technology package for $2,900 US to upgrade to perforated Milano leather seats. You will also notice there is very little hard plastic in the cabin except in places you would expect it, like the bottom of the doors. The leatherette is very good quality and feels quite luxurious.
The RDX base model comes with a 10.2-inch center display with what they call the True Touchpad interface, also a 7-inch multi-information display, heated front seats, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, power driver and passenger seats, a panoramic sunroof, and a power tailgate.
Some differences between the Tech and base trims are features like blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert, plus the ELS stereo system on the RDX. These features are not available on the base model in Canada. In the US, you can add the technology package to get these features.
In Canada, the top 2 trims get perforated leather. The A-Spec trim has Alcantara accents, and the 2 base trims leatherette. The heated steering wheel is standard on the top 3 trims, and heated rear seat standard on the top 2 trims. There is no wireless charger available on any model.
The Q5 offers a modern, clean, and simple interior with a well-designed and organized center console. The base model Komfort trim has plenty of standard features like leather seating surfaces with contrast stitching, which most luxury brands in this category do not offer on the lowest trim. Most have leatherette. The Q5 base model also comes with heated front seats, power driver and passenger seats, wireless Apple CarPlay, a 10.1-inch touchscreen, a 7-inch driver display, and a 10-speaker Audi sound system.
Our test model came with the Progressiv trim for an extra $6,600 Canadian. When compared to the base model, you get the 12.3-inch driver display, a panoramic sunroof, heated steering wheel, driver's seat memory, and ambient lighting. If you add the Komfort package for $1,950 Canadian, you get ventilated front sport seats and lumbar support. Heated rear seats are an extra $300 Canadian.
The top Technik trim comes standard with all the features we just mentioned in the middle trim, but you also get the Bang Olufsen sound system, a heated and cooled cup holder, and a wireless charger. You can add the Bang Olufsen sound system to the Premium Plus package in the US for $950.
All right, Andrea, let's get into it. A lot of these vehicles win and lose on the infotainment system.
I know.
So these are quite different in their approach. So you have the trackpad for the Acura, and for Audi you have a touchscreen. Which do you prefer?
Well, I prefer the touchscreen 100%, and I prefer the traditional shifter. So that whole center console in the RDX, although I love the vehicle in general, I just can't get my head around it.
And also that dynamic dial that changes the parameters of the engine and what have you is the most prominent feature on the dash, and it's the one you use the least.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of with you. The trackpad, you get better at it the more you use it, but there is a complaint with the Q5. So they used to have what was called an Mmi Control Wheel in the center between the passenger and the driver. So when they went to a touchscreen, it used to be controlled with this, they got rid of it. With other brands, you get both, like BMW, Cadillac, you get both.
Yeah.
Why can't they do that?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just offering a touchscreen. If you don't have the center console dial, people will live without it. But the more followers and subscribers that I talk to, they say they want a touchscreen. Number one.
You know why they went to a touchscreen? Because of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So to interface with those two programs, you need the touchscreen. But I like having, though the main thing is the volume control and being able to change the radio and things quickly with that dial. I miss it. I like that.
I'm impressed with Audi going with wireless Apple CarPlay. That's not available on the RDX. And I also like the fact that there is leather seating surfaces on the Audi. Not many luxury brands get that. Everything is leatherette. I was even surprised with the new Genesis GV70 that the base model comes with leatherette.
Good leatherette though in the RDX.
Really good leatherette in the RDX, and you can upgrade it to Milano leather in the US with a package if you want.
The RDX is longer and a little bit wider than the Q5, and because of that, the Acura offers more front legroom, but the cargo space when the seats are up or the seats are down is actually larger than the Q5. However, both have the same amount of second row legroom.
Let's start with pricing for the Acura RDX. Front-wheel drive in the US, which is not available in Canada, is almost $38,500. Standard all-wheel drive is $44,505, and the top Platinum Elite trim in Canada is $55,500. J.D. Power gives the RDX an overall score of 75 out of 100 and a quality and reliability score of 71 out of 100. Car Edge states the RDX will retain 52% of its value after 5 years. Here's the fuel economy for all-wheel drive. 11 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 8.6 on the highway. That's 21 miles per gallon city, 27 miles per gallon highway. The RDX can tow up to 1,500 pounds, and Acura offers a warranty of 4 years or 80,000 kilometers, 50,000 miles.
Here's the pricing of the Q5. The base model starts at $47,500 Canadian, and the top Technik trim is $58,850 Canadian. J.D. Power gives the Q5 an overall score of 72 out of 100 and a quality and reliability score of 65 out of 100. Car Edge states that the Q5 will retain 50% of its value after 5 years. Here's the fuel economy. 10.3 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 8.4 on the highway. That's 23 miles per gallon city, 28 miles per gallon highway. The Q5 can tow 4,400 pounds, and Audi offers a warranty of 4 years, 80,000 kilometers, or 50,000 miles.
So I think we can both agree that they're excellent vehicles. They both offer some great value. The RDX is less expensive. And I think if you're on a tighter budget, you may go for the RDX. I also like the fact that the second row legroom has a flat floor. If you're taking a third child all the time and using the middle seat, that might make a big difference for you.
So RDX is bigger. RDX has more power. RDX has more space. RDX offers the best value really in this class, but it's not an Audi.
I knew you were going to say that.
Of course, because that's what makes the world go round. I mean, prestige brands are sold on the badge. When you park in your driveway and your neighbors come on and go, "Hey, Bob, you got a new car. What did you get?" "I got an Audi."
Yeah.
It sounds a little bit better than "I got an Acura." I mean, I'm just calling it the way it is. Now, you might not be a badge snob like me, but I'll admit it. But a lot of people are.
For sure they are. And the other thing about the RDX versus the Q5 is the towing capacity. It's quite poor with the RDX. The Q5 has an impressive 4,400, and I think that is very good if there is something you want to tow. Not sure how many people are towing things with these vehicles, but it's an option.
But then there's the infotainment screens. So please, if you're going to try the RDX, also try the infotainment trackpad. We all know a touchscreen on the Audi. That's pretty straightforward. Yeah. But that other thing, please try it.
Please try it. And I think that you will be impressed with the fit and finish of the RDX. Well, we've got another comparison in the books. If you would like to watch the full reviews of each of these videos, the links are below.
And also, if you want to follow along on Instagram, follow Andrea's. It's Motormouth_Andrea. She puts out the same comparison the day before, and then we get your comments. And what else do they have to do?
You've got to subscribe, hit the bell so you'll be notified when all those videos drop.
And when will we see them, Andrea?
Next week.